In this video, we will explore important strategies and tips for PTE Core Reading Part 1 to Part 3. Okay, so here we are not going to do the usual boring explanations. Got it? So we are going much deeper because the truth is students do not usually lose marks in these tasks because they don't know English. They lose marks because they don't understand the decision making mechanics behind the task. So they see a blank and they get panic. They see options and guess. They see jumble paragraph and start moving sentences randomly. And that is exactly why scores get stuck. So in this lesson, I'm going to teach you three smarter concepts for reading and writing fill in the blanks. I'll teach you the sentence skeleton method. And for reading fill in the blanks, I'm going to teach you meaning tunnel strategy. And for reorder paragraphs, I'll teach you the thread bridge method. Kindly make note of these methods names and strategies so that you can recall these tips when you go for the exam. Okay? So first task, reading and writing fill in the blanks. So what does this task really test? Now students, now you may often think that this task is just about vocabulary. That is not true. This task is testing whether you can understand how a sentence is built and whether the word fits that structure logically, grammatically, and naturally. So the real test is not do you know this word? Here, the real test is can you see what the sentence needs? That is a completely different skill, right? Because sometimes all four options may look familiar. Sometimes two options may even look grammatically possible. But only one option will actually complete the sentence in a way that sounds correct, precise, and natural. So for this task, I want you to go stop looking at the blank as an empty hole. Start looking it as a part of a structure. So I call this as a sentence skeleton method. Before you look deeply at the options, strip the sentence down to its basic skeleton. So that means you have to ask yourself, what is the sentence trying to say? What role is the missing word playing? Is the blank carrying a grammatical function, a meaning function, or both? Because every sentence has a hidden frame, and that frame tells you what kind of word can fit. For example, if the sentence says the committee was reluctant to dash the proposal without further evidence, even before you check options, the skeleton tells you this blank needs a verb and not just any verb. A verb that logically fits with proposal and without further evidence. So now you're not choosing randomly, right? You are choosing with structure. So that's why this is called a sentence skeleton method. So you first rebuild the bones of the sentence and then you insert the word that completes it naturally. Got it? And when using this method, you have to check for four things. First, the grammar rule. Does the blank need a noun, verb, adjective, adverb, or preposition? Second, collocation, checking for the collocation. So does this word naturally combine with the nearby words? And the third, tone and logic. Does the word support the sentence meanings? Okay. And of course, the fourth one is precision. Even if two words seem possible, which one is more exact? And this is where higher level students separate themselves from average test takers. Okay. Now, let's move on to an example here. You can just pause the video, kindly go through this entire passages and wherever I have given the numbers 1, 2, and 3, that means the blanks are there. Okay. Once you're done, then you can move on to the next slide. So here, for the first one, what should come? The options are given here. And for the second also options are there. And for the third too. Now, it's your responsibility to identify and use the skeleton method and come up with the answers. Now, let me reveal the answers. For the first one, the option is replace. And for the second one, meaning. And for the third one, equipped. Okay. So I'll just break this down properly. Let me go back here and then I'll tell you. So here, if you see here, data should inform judgment rather than dash it. Now the phrase rather than here is followed by a base verb in parallel with inform. So grammatically, we need a verb form that matches the structure. Inform judgment rather than replace it. Got it? So that is clean, grammatical, and meaningful. The answer is replace. Got it? Now, the next one, if you go for the second one, it is the process that gives raw information. It's dash. So, which means now after it, we need a noun. Got it? Not an adjective, not a verb. We need a noun. And semantically, the sentence is talking about interpretation, giving information, significance, or sense. Okay, so the correct noun is meaning, gives raw information. Got it? So if you see here, interpretation is not a secondary stage in decision making. It is the process that gives raw information its meaning. Now, this is natural, precise, and complete. Got it? And for the third one, if you see, organizations that fail to recognize this may continue to invest in data systems while remaining no better dash to respond to uncertainty. And here, what should come? This is a fixed phrase, right? A very natural collocation. So the answer is better equipped. So that's why collocation awareness matters so much in this task. Got it? Now moving on to the second one, the second task, fill in the blanks, reading fill in the blanks, right? So here, what is this task really testing? This task looks similar, but it is actually more dangerous because here you're not selecting from a small drop down for each blank. You are going to choose from a shared group of words, and some words are extra. Now that changes the game completely, right? Because it is not about just filling a blank, it's about managing a small system. Got it? And here, the next strategy, meaning tunnel strategy, comes into play. So here, do not treat each blank as a separate question. Instead, you have to read through the passage as if it is moving through a tunnel of meaning. Got it? And your job is to follow that movement. And here you need to ask important questions. Where is the passage moving? Is it defining something? Or it's giving contrast? Or is it explaining a process or showing cause and effect? So and so. You have to identify the flow. Got it? Then it will be easy for you to connect with the words. Now, here the first, you need to check for the overall topic and the tone. Is the passage analytical, descriptive, critical, or explanatory? And the second, sentence to sentence continuity. Does the next sentence support, or does the next sentence contrast, or it extend the previous one? All these things you have to look for, not for isolated blanks. Okay. And third, semantic fit. That means, does the word fit the meaning? Not just the grammar. You have to look for the context. And the fourth option is elimination by environment. That means some words may fit one blank only because the surrounding words create a specific context. And that is why this task feels like a logic puzzle. Now, let me move on to the example here. Again, you can pause the video, read the words that is given here. These are the word box words, and then you can read the entire passage. And here, if you see number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so these are the blanks that we need to fill in with the words from the word box. Easy, right? Now let me give the answers. For the first one, assumption, and for the second one, emerge is the right answer. And for the third one, maintained. And for the fourth one, evidence. And for the fifth one, conventional. And for the sixth one, adapt. I'll tell you why. Okay. The first blank I told assumption, right? So this assumption shaped management practices across many industries. So here, when the blank comes, automatically we need a noun referring back to the earlier belief. So that belief is being treated as an idea, people accept it. Got it? And for the second one, however, as new models of work began to dash, researchers started questioning whether highly rigid systems were always to the most effective. So here, after began to what should come? A base verb. Easy, right? And logically, the sentence means new models started to appear. So the option is emerge. The right option is emerge here. And for the third one, in such settings, motivation was not simply dashed by external pressure. So here we need a past participle. So here the tense comes into play because the sentence is in passive voice, was not simply maintained. That works very naturally. So the meaning is that motivation was not kept going only by pressure. So the answer is maintained. And for the fourth blank, over time, this body of dash encouraged many employers to reconsider older approaches. Of course, body of evidence is a strong academic collocation, right? So that's why this answer is powerful. And for the fifth one, a more dash structure may still be necessary. Here, what structure? So what should come before the structure? An adjective, and the meaning is about traditional methods still being necessary in some context. So the answer is conventional structures. Our answer is conventional. And for the sixth one, adapt, because systems are those that can dash to the nature of work, adapt to. Got it? Again, strong collocation. Got it? And I'll quickly take you to the reorder paragraphs. This is very easy. So this one is the reorder paragraph. So this one is testing whether you can reconstruct how a writer builds an idea. Remember, a good paragraph order is not just about topic similarity. It's about the relationship, right? So you have to identify which sentence introduces the topic, which sentence explains it, which sentence add an example, and which sentence contracts with the earlier point, which sentence concludes the thought. So the task is really testing whether you can detect the hidden architecture of writing. Got it? So here comes the thread and bridge method. Remember the thread and bridge method. So every correct paragraph order has two things. First, a thread and a bridge. Thread is the central topic running through all the sentences, and the bridge is the word, pronoun, connector, reference, or idea that links one sentence to the next. So that's why it's a thread and a bridge method. Okay. So now you can just pause the video, read each sentences, then try to reorder in the correct way. Okay, and let me give you the option here. The first one is C, then the next comes D, then B, then A. If you see C, it has given for decades many employers assume. So this clearly introduces the original traditional view, right? So it is broad and does not depend on anything earlier. So this is the opening sentence. And why D comes next? Because the expansion of remote and hybrid working model. So here that assumption. What assumption? So this means which has been introduced in sentence C. So that is the most effective workforce was that one could be closely monitored in a fixed physical location. So D must come after C. So this is a perfect example of a reference bridge. After D, what should come here? A shift in perspective, right? B. So here B refers to the transition introduced in D. Got it? So that makes B to D a very strong pair. And finally, A, because as a result, obviously, it gives a conclusion, right? It draws an outcome from the earlier challenges. So the right order is C, D, B, and then A. Got it? Now that's all for today's video. Kindly like, share, and subscribe for more PTE code tips. See you in the next video. Bye bye.